Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So the other day I was in Selfridges and as I was walking past the Parfums de Mali counter, I saw a pretty purple bottle sitting on the tabletop. I did ask what that was and the brand manager said to me that it was the new fragrance to be launched by Parfums de Mali, Palatine. And she kindly gave me a sample of the new fragrance as well. Now this hasn't actually been launched yet officially. It's supposed to be coming out at the end of the month, I think, but they haven't actually specified a release date. And I have checked, and there are no reviews of this fragrance on social media, on Instagram, on YouTube, or anywhere like that. So just remember that you saw the first impressions of this fragrance on this channel. So Palatine is a pretty purple bottle, and it looks like that. The design and the theme and everything is exactly the same as the other Parfums de Mali fragrances. What I'm going to do for you today is I'm going to spray it on my wrist, and I'm going to tell you what I think of this fragrance. It's going to be my first impressions. That will give you an idea of what to expect from this fragrance when it is officially launched at the end of this month. So I'll just quickly read to you what it says about the fragrance inside the sample. So it says a floral fragrance opening with bright fruity notes of mandarin, bergamot and pear, followed by a daring contemporary violet petal, settling on a musk and creamy sandalwood for a velvety feel. So I'm just going to spray it on my hand over here and then we're going to smell it together and I'm going to tell you exactly what this fragrance smells like. Okay, so firstly, the initial projection is really good. Like, I didn't have to bring the smell up to my nose and I could smell it already. And initially, in the air, it feels like definitely a violet fragrance. It's quite strong though, so you have to give it a couple of minutes to settle. And definitely don't smell it as soon as you sprayed it because it is quite strong. So in the opening, it definitely comes across fruity. I definitely get the mandarin, the bergamot, and the pear. And then somewhere in the background, you've got those violets as well. I definitely like the opening of this fragrance actually. It's very fruity, really nice. So we'll wait for it to settle a little bit before we see how it changes in the next couple of minutes. But this fragrance is definitely a women's fragrance. I highly recommend that you try this on your skin if you're in store rather than a blotter. Because when I was in store, I tried it on the blotter and it was quite different to how it is on my skin now. So I definitely prefer the initial scent on my skin and I'm finding it more attractive than what I did in store. It's been about 10 minutes since I sprayed the fragrance and the bergamot has definitely gone down. The pear is still there, but the violets are also coming out. So it's actually like 10 minutes later, it's coming across like a violet pear combination, which is actually really nice and attractive. I'm also getting some like creamy and soft sandalwood in this 10 minutes later. So 10 minutes later, basically, it changes to a pear, violet, and creamy, soft sandalwood combination. So we'll wait a bit more again before smelling it again and see how it changes again in the next 10 minutes if it does. But this one is definitely, I think, from my first impressions, a very versatile fragrance. Like I feel like you can wear it year round already because it's a nice floral violet fragrance. I don't feel like there's anything in it to say that you can only wear it in summer or only in winter. I feel like this is a fragrance I can personally wear year round. I do, however, feel that it's a day fragrance, so it's probably something that I would wear during the day rather than in the night. It's definitely coming across a lot more attractive than what I felt in store, to be honest, and I'm really liking it on my skin. So in terms of pricing, all of Parfums de Mali's women's fragrances are priced the same. So with the sizes as well, you've got a 30 ml in the women's range and a 75 ml. I think the 30 ml is about £140 and the 75 ml is about 230 or £235. I don't see this one being any different. I don't see it being any more or any less. It will probably be exactly the same price as the others. Okay, so I had to pause the video halfway because I had to wait about half an hour to see what kind of happens next in the fragrance. So fast forward half an hour, I'm now getting like some soft, powdery, musky notes from the fragrance along with the violets, but we're not talking powdery, musky notes like you have in some of Amouage's fragrances. This one is very soft and the fragrance actually basically comes across like Parma violets. So if you've had the sweets slash candies before, Parma violets, they're like these round purple sweets and they kind of melt in your mouth and give you like this powdery texture once they're melted in your mouth. That's what I'm kind of getting from this fragrance. So you've got like musky powderiness in this as well. But again, as I said, it's not the Amouage type. This is very different. The violets are definitely the main player in this fragrance. And again, fast forward half an hour, along with the violets and the muskiness, you've also got the sandalwood, which gives it a nice creamy feel. also the pear is still very much there. Those are my first impressions of this fragrance. I definitely like this fragrance. I'm not entirely sure if this fragrance kind of comes up there with the other Parfums de Marly's fragrances that I like Delina Exclusive, Oriana, and Vilea are my top four at the moment. Sorry, I seem to be losing my voice. But yes, those are my top four at the moment. This will probably, I'm not sure if it will come in at number 5 because there's another Parfums de Marly fragrance I like as well, but I can't remember the name of it. But this is actually really nice as well. It doesn't seem complex, if that makes sense, but it's a nice French style perfume. It definitely has that French touch to it. It's very feminine. As I said, it's very versatile as well, but for me personally, I think it's a day scent rather than a night scent. I do suggest you try this on your skin rather than a blotter when you're in store, so you can actually sense the fragrance for what it's meant to be, and you can see how it lands on your skin. So that's all I have to say about Palatine at this moment in time. As I said, it hasn't officially launched yet, but it is going to launch at the end of the month, I think. I was just lucky enough to get a sample to be able to tell you my first impressions and tell you what the fragrance smells like. If you have any questions, then let me know in the comments box below. Otherwise, remember that you saw the first review on Palatine on this fragrance channel. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys soon.